Hello, 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 and welcome once again to Movies That Pop. I'm the Kernel. Let's see what popped up in theaters this week.
So, off the record, do you want to maybe go grab some dinner?
Actually, Aaron, I think you're so great, and, but I'm a writer. I'm your writer. You're my subject, and, from now on, we need to just keep it professional.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we really like each other and we should start dating.
No, I'm saying, I'm confused. Am I not communicating this right? Like, I...
No, I hear you. I'm just saying I disagree. Do you like me?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I really like you. So we should be a couple.
No.
Does it-
I have plans.
What are your plans?
Dentist.
Is that true?
No.
There are all kinds of movies about love out there. The movie landscape is sort of like the film Love Actually. Lots of different stories, lots of different tones, lots of different styles, and I think that's a good thing. The majority of the stories out there are whimsical, cute, sweet, and then once in a while you get something like the Emma Thompson, Alan Rickman affair and whatever weirdness was going on with Laura Linney's brother, and it adds a bitter edge, and it tempers the sweetness, like dark chocolate being added to an otherwise sweet confection. Trainwreck is infused with that bitter ingredient. It tells a realistic story about love, and it does so with a large amount of belly laughs, but I'd hesitate to call it a romantic movie. I would call it entertaining, but in a very complicated way. So, without further ado, let's discuss in depth. Well, you've got to hand it to Judd Apatow. He gets the Truth in Advertising Award for simple, blunt, descriptive titles. You always know exactly what you're gonna get. And just like Katherine Heigl was indeed knocked up, and just as Steve Carell was indeed a 40-year-old virgin, Amy Schumer's character here, and make your own illusions, but Schumer wrote the script and named the character Amy, is nothing less than a train wreck. I mean, it's a credit to Schumer's charisma and overall likability that we're even willing to follow her story at first because she is truly a terrible, self-absorbed person. She drinks, she smokes pot, and she has random sex with strangers, and she does all of these things beyond the point that most of us would call recreational and into the realm of the pathological. The drinking and the drug use are kind of on her, but the rampant fornicating can be attributed to her father's philosophy, passed on in the opening scene when he describes why he and their mother are getting a divorce.
I don't know what your mother told you, but let me explain it from my side in terms you can understand. You got your doll, right? You got your doll there.
Yeah.
You love your doll.
Yeah.
Yes. But what if I told you that was the only doll you were allowed to play with the rest of your life? How would you feel?
Sad.
You'd feel sad. Of course. There's other dolls you like, and they're making new dolls every year. You want a stewardess doll?
Yeah.
What about a slightly overweight cocktail waitress doll?
Yeah.
What about a doll who happens to be best friends with your main doll?
Yeah.
It could happen, right?
Yeah.
What about a doll you only play with one day and never see again?
Yeah.
So that's why me and Mom are getting divorced.
Now, of course, this is a movie, so she is being set up to change her ways when she meets the near-saintly sports doctor Aaron, played by Bill Hader. He is a sweet, funny, exceedingly patient man, and he's perfect for, well, I think he's just about perfect for all the women in the audience. And this being a movie, he has apparently been unable to get a date in years, despite the fact that he hangs out with celebrities, is beloved by all that know him, and he spends his days giving physical therapy to, among other people, the entire New York Knicks cheerleading squad. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want you to think I'm implying that this movie is your typical romantic comedy set in Fantasyland. Those films, which definitely have merits, have two goals: to make you giggle and swoon in equal measure. Trainwreck has an effect that's more complicated. It's ugly, it's messy, it's uncomfortable at times, And if you've seen Judd Apatow's previously mentioned films, you already know what to expect. This movie aims to make you laugh and laugh hard. And you will, often. But it also aims to show you a realistic depiction of love. It doesn't present two really attractive, charming people who are perfect for each other, who are separated by just a silly misunderstanding, or a little white lie, or some kind of bet, or other machination of the plot. No, in Trainwreck, the relationship is real. It's messy. The fights the couple has are real, and born out of the character's flaws instead of some sort of contrivance. The pain is real, the laughs are real, and the personal growth feels real. Tragedy strikes out of nowhere, just like in real life. Sympathetic characters become unsympathetic really fast because, well, sometimes real people have a bad day, or they make mistakes, or they hurt the ones they love. And that's real. But is it more entertaining because it's real? Don't we go to the movies for the fantasy, the heightened reality? I think we do, for the most part, and I don't think all romantic comedies should be more like this one. I like rooting for two people to fall in love and working their way through a well-worn formula. It's comforting. Trainwreck, however, is challenging. I mean, talk about challenging. Instead of rooting for the couple to get together, there were some moments that I wanted to shout at the screen for them to get away from each other. Challenging movies are a nice break from the norm, but let's not get too crazy, okay? Let's only let Judd Apatow make them. This tone is really, really tricky, and he's only good at it because he's been doing it for so long. Before I finish, I just want to touch on a few things. One, I really enjoyed how the film juxtaposes traditional romantic comedy roles. The girl wants a casual hookup, while the guy wants a second date. The girl loses the guy and has to make a grand gesture to win him back. But the best example of this, how they subvert expectations, is, and how many times have you seen this before? I don't have a clip of it, I'm sorry. The main male love interest is playing hoops with his best friend while they discuss the relationship. It's a well-worn trope, and it could take place at a batting cage or on a golf course as well, but usually it's on a basketball court. Don't ask me why. This time though, the guy's best friend is LeBron James, and watching Bill Hader discuss his relationship while getting taken to school by LeBron James, I mean, that's exactly how a one-on-one would go down if your best friend was a pro athlete, and it is hilarious. Speaking of LeBron James, you may be hearing a lot this week about how he gives a breakthrough performance or something like that, but the fact is, he's not all that funny. He's adequate, and it's only remarkable because he's a pro athlete and not a trained actor, and he has a pretty large part in this movie, and he doesn't suck. Now, startlingly good in a small role is the unrecognizable, and really pretty hot, Tilda Swinton as Amy's boss. I mean, look at her. That's Tilda Swinton, people! Even more surprising is John Cena. He's a pro wrestler who made an attempt at being an action hero a while back, but man, he really commits here. And okay, nobody can steal a movie from Amy Schumer, but John Cena sure comes close. He is hilarious, and I'll leave you with just one of many examples.
Is this guy ever going to shut up?
Please watch the movie.
Oh.
Stop. No, that's not right. Don't do this to me.
Why is he yelling?
Listen, you always do this to me. You show up to these places, you put me in a situation. I'm a big guy. Everybody wants to fight the big guy.
Yeah, you are.
Hey, Mark Wahlberg, shut your bitch up.
Mark Wahlberg? Me?
Who else looks like Mark Wahlberg? Your girl?
Mark Wahlberg's like 150 pounds. I'm 250 lean. I look like Mark Wahlberg ate Mark Wahlberg.
So, ultimately, I give Trainwreck a large bag of popcorn. It may not be for everyone, but it is a refreshing change of pace and a remarkably entertaining piece of cinema for those willing to take the chance. Alright, that does it for Movies That Pop. If you liked what you saw, click one of the thumbs below to voice your approval. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you'll never miss an episode. And if you have any questions, comments, or even want to make a request that I review one of your favorite movies, leave it in the comments below and we'll try to get to it. Thank you for tuning in to Movies That Pop. I'm the Kernel.